Hey look, the third video of the day. Again, don't get used to this. This is not going to be a normal thing. But I had time because I'm at home injured today, and I just wanted to finally get my thoughts on two major things that happened in the video game industry. Or at least two major things for me. One is far more major to a lot more people, Stadia, and the other one is a lot more major to me, with Path of Exile. And it's just two cases of me literally being proven right and me predicting the future. Let's go with the bigger one first with Stadia and just give a little talking about that. So about 3 months ago, when Stadia was really getting into its swing of talking about its features and stuff, I made a video talking about how it can't work yet. We do not live in a day and age where Stadia can work yet. Fast forward, actually no, before we fast forward, there were a couple of people in that video in the comment section who were like, oh, but no, it could totally work. I live in a place where it can work. It's totally a thing that can work. And any argument I made about, yeah, that's you who lives in a place where your internet provider actually does his job. What about people like me who live in suburbia in bumblefuck nowhere when we have one choice of internet provider? How's this gonna work for us? Oh, it'll totally work. They'll do things like negative latency, whatever the fuck that means. And fast forward to today, was willing to give Stadia a few days to get things shored up, but not only were all my predictions about how the system couldn't work were right so far, they've added more problems on top of that. For those who don't know, Stadia. So what I originally thought was that maybe these games would be at reduced prices because they're older and because of the streaming service. Nope. They are now trying to charge you $40 to $60 for games that had come out anywhere from a year to 4 years ago. Like the Tomb Raider games, which are all fine games in their own right, but they're trying to charge you like $40 for those, $60 for those. And I'm at this point, why? Who is this for anymore? Like, truly, I cannot understand who would actually buy this at all. It's not for the fighting game players. There's some good fighting games on there, Samurai Showdown and Mortal Kombat 11. But why would a fighting game player want to play an even laggier service of a fighting game? People already are complaining about how bad netcodes can be for video games and how video games can live or die by netcode. So you're telling me that this system that doesn't have crossplay has laggy services in its inputs and on top of frame rate issues with certain games. There's a video of a guy who was streaming Samurai Showdown and it was lagging. No, not like he had input lag from like the latency. The game itself was actually lagging. So that's one thing that was wrong with it. I didn't even predict that. I was hoping that maybe Google would actually be able to come out with a finished product when it came with Stadia, but it just seems like, nope, you don't even get that. So between the price tag, between the fact that, people who pre-ordered aren't even getting their things anytime soon, and other people who ordered like immediately after it came out are getting their stuff. So the pre-order people are getting fucked over. Imagine that. Imagine if you pre-ordered something to be first, only to be punished for pre-ordering. How does that make sense anywhere else? Honestly, when I heard about how bad Stadia was, I wanted to just do a video of me like laughing for 10 minutes straight, literally just going like for 10 minutes straight, right? And then like linking back to my previous video talking about how this was gonna happen. I I don't know why anyone would buy Stadia. I feel bad for for those kids who are gonna have a Stadia bought for them by their grandparents for Christmas or their parents because yoish, dude, yoish. And my other thing I was right about, Path of Exile. Well, not quite right about. Well, kind of right about. So, for those who don't know, Path of Exile recently at their ExileCon, which is their massive convention showcasing their game, right? They showcased two things. They showcased Path of Exile 2, which I'm not even fully sure what's going on about that. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be continuing on from the original Path of Exile. It's using the same engine and stuff with newer animations for what I'm seeing, but I can't fully tell if that's going to be like a continuation or a whole other separate entity from Path of Exile. I'm not fully sure, but I'm hyped for it. And then they also announced Path of Exile Mobile. Path of Exile mobile. And they did everything right with it. They did everything I said in my Diablo Immortal video about how video game companies should handle when it comes to going mobile. First off, for anyone who hasn't seen their trailer for it, go watch their trailer. Even though funnily enough, even though they're owned by Tencent, they make fun of every like scumbag developer thing that people do around mobile video games. Like during the trailer, right? There's a guy who comes on, is talking about it, and his name is, it says his name, and then below it his title is Mobile Fall Guy. So they're just taking straight shots at Blizzard. But overall, they're doing how you should do a thing like this. They are announcing Path of Exile Mobile as a side thing, something to enjoy Path of Exile on the go. I said this in my other video 8 months ago. Path of Exile, Diablo Immortal is a good idea. Being able to play games like this mobile is a good idea. But the problem that Blizzard did is that they announced it as their piece de resistance, their like massive finisher, their grand finale. And were so tone deaf to their own customer base that they didn't understand or they didn't expect the backlash. I still feel I still feel bad for that "do you have phones" guy. Because again, he is right. And Path of Exile and Diablo Immortal can both work on phones nowadays. Phones are so flippin' powerful. You gotta remember, the phones we have now are literally more powerful than the computers that were used to get the spaceships into space, 40 years ago now? 50 years ago now. So phones are incredibly powerful. You can run fully finished games on phones nowadays. The problem is that when comparing it between Path of Exile doing it and Diablo doing it, is Diablo announced it as a finisher with no talks of Diablo 4. Whereas Path of Exile was like, hey, you want more Path of Exile on the go? And you want more of the major Path of Exile? Well, here you go. It's just, so yeah, I was just right on two of my predictions on how things should go. Because the Path of Exile one, announcing mobile, everyone's like, oh yeah, this is great. I get to play Path of Exile on the go, and then when I get home, I can play this new Path of Exile. It's a win-win. Blizzard could have done this, but they were so blinded by money that they couldn't do it, and they're stupid for it. But it's fine. It's fine. What was the name? Alpha Investments or something? He made a video a couple months ago talking about how Path of Exile won ARPGs through Blizzard's marketing, about how Blizzard literally just threw all the Diablo fans straight at them, was like, hey guys, we don't want we don't want our Diablo fans anymore, just take them, enjoy them. And that's basically what's going on. So yeah, I just wanted to do my quick thoughts, or just a few quick thoughts about how I was right about Stadia and how I was right about Diablo Immortal or Diablo Mobile, or just the concept of these games going mobile. And I just want to say, I was right. Someone pick up that phone because I called it. Either way, I want you to have a good morning, evening, day, or night, wherever you're at. I'm out. Later.